Get up, you son of a bitch!
Cause Punch Drunk loves ya.
What up, what up, what up? You already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshot himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho, a.k.a. Café Bustelo, a.k.a. El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you at in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Happy St. Patrick's Day to a lot of people. Shout out to my Irish. Shout out to Katie Taylor. Shout out to Gary Cully. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Michael Conley. Yeah. Shout out to Tyson Fury. Yeah. Shout out to Callum Walsh. Yeah. Shout out to all my Irish people in the building. Shout out to Conor McGregor. Shout out to all the Irish people. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know boxing is alive and well. Boxing is alive and well. Boxing is alive and well. We got great fights coming through fruition. We got great fights about to be finalized. It's a good time to be a boxing fan right now. I'm going to tell you like this. It's a good time to be a boxing fan. If y'all been following the channel, I say, yo, damn, man, 2023 is going to be hard to top that 2023. 2024 didn't top 2023 and 2025 didn't top 2023, but I believe that 2026 is going to be another historic year in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be an historic year in the sport of boxing. It's already started out very, very well with the Queen, Amanda Serrano, the 7th Division World Champion, super featherweight undisputed. You know what I'm saying? It all started with, you know what I'm saying, even promotional companies in negotiations to lock in a exclusive network deal. Congratulations to Top Rank, Bob Arum, Todd DeBuff for locking in a promotional deal with the Zone. Shout out to MVP, Most Valuable Promotions, Nakisa, Jake Paul, Jordan, Amanda Serrano for locking in the ESPN network deal. Shout out to all the queens in the sport of boxing. Alicia Baumgartner going to be performing in April. Shadeja Green, the Boogie Woman, going to be performing as the co-main event. I believe it's going to be April 8th, Madison Square Garden. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the queens. Shout out to Michaela Mayer, newly signed to Most Valuable Promotions. Women boxing is at its peak. Shout out to all the ladies. Shout out to all the ladies. Dubois. Shout out to all the ladies. Camila. Shout out to my home girl, Christina Cruz. Hopefully, she get that contract too with Most Valuable Promotions. Shout out to Fundura. Great performance. Great performance. Hopefully, her brother got a great performance. In a couple of weeks, we got one of the most anticipating fights in the 154-pound division. Keith One Time Thurman is back. Clearwater, Florida, baby. Keith one time. Versus the Enigma, the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundura. And if y'all know, I got an upset. I got the upset, ladies and gentlemen. I got the upset. I got Keith One Time Thurman becoming the 3-division world champion. I got Keith, well, 2-division world champion, really. I got Keith on top third becoming the 2-division world champion. What's good? Everybody in the chat. I'm driving at the moment, so, you know what I'm saying? Just in case if I didn't look at the chat right away, I'm driving at the moment. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't cut a live at home, you know, on the road again. On the road again. Smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash that like button. If you ain't smashing your like, if you ain't smash the like button like if you was smashing your shorty. And if you ain't have a shorty to smash, at least you could tell the homeboy that you was smashing the like button. Just make believe that the like button is like a chick with a Coca-Cola body. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the ladies in the chat as well. You so nasty. What you mean smash the like button like you was smashing a shorty? What the heck is this? I thought I was tuning into damn a boxing show. I ain't know I was tuning in to xnxx.com. Freaks come out at night. Freaks come out at night. But anyway, um, everybody doing well, bro. Everybody doing well. Even though they're the top rank, locking a deal with the zone, it's not gonna be as lucrative, or it's not gonna be a lot of shows, or the budget is not gonna be no near the ESPN contract that they had. But hey, like I said in my other live, I think that this is gonna be a tryout. I think it's gonna be a tryout. You know what I'm saying? Top rank just gotta show out. Top rank just gotta lock in some great fights that the fans want to see. I'm gonna tell you like this: if Top Rank first event, and I think they got a press conference tomorrow in New York City. I think the Zone is gonna have a press conference with Top Rank tomorrow. 5 championship fights, ladies and gentlemen. And if you think about it, if Top Rank, you know what I'm saying, could invest with this short contract, but could invest for the future and make, and appreciate the opportunity, give something back to the boxing fans and the Zone, in which they will then lock in a long network, not a multi-fight deal, but at least a 5-year deal, 5 to 7 year deal, just like Manchun Boxing did. Just put up Xander Zayas versus Boots Ennis. If you could lock in the Xander Zayas and Boots Ennis, as a matter of fact, since Top Rank, how about if Top Rank, who's cool with Golden Boy Promotions, be like, hey, yo, Bob and Oscar De La Hoya speak, hey, yo, let's get the Xander Zayas and Victor and Virgil Ortiz. Maybe then we could present that to the Zone, and maybe the Zone be like, you know what, man, let's give this, let's give a multi-fight year deal to Golden Boy Promotion as well. You know what I'm saying? Yo, let me know if y'all hear me, man. Let me know if y'all hear me. Let me know if y'all hear me. Michelle in the building. What's good, man? I don't know if y'all hear me, man. I don't see no movement. I don't see no engagement in the chat. I don't see no engagement in the chat. I don't see no engagement in the chat. Let me know if y'all hear me. Let me know if y'all hear me, or I'm going to turn it off. I don't see no engagement in the chat. Fight Fury Film said loud and clear. All right, all right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, when I don't see no engagement in the chat, sometimes I think I'm talking by myself. You know what I'm saying? What's good? What's good? What's good? So yeah. So Ryan Garcia was streaming. I think it was yesterday. Ryan Garcia was streaming. Let me see what Ryan Garcia. So let's take what Ryan Garcia had to say. Give me a second.
Want to fight Teo?
Yeah, well, I don't have really many options. Devin Haney ducked me. Shakur just ducked me. So I got one option. But Teofimo, for him to come to 47, it's going to be hard for him. But he said he's down.
So I cut a video, and there's people, I seen on X, I seen on the Twitter, and there's people out there that do like the fight, and then there's quite a good amount. I'm not gonna say good amount, but a large amount of people that's trying to downplay this fight. It's kind of weird, the boxing world, the boxing community. To be honest, it's kind of weird. I understand why these fighters, they no longer truly want to be, they don't invest their time in this community. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see Keyshawn Davis with the streamers that has nothing to do with boxing. You see Ryan Garcia chilling with Neon and Christian Rock, and they don't show love to this community. We streamers as well. We're boxing content creators. Like these guys, these other streamers ain't gonna be talking about them 24/7. We're gonna be talking about them. But the thing is, I'm gonna tell you like this, and I spoke to enough boxers. This community has really pushed them to the point when they don't respect us. because we collectively don't respect them. We collectively always say to them, fight the fight, fight the bus. And then we just throw great fights under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Fight, Fury, Films, con la 20 pesos. Le super chari chari. Pari que a comprar gasolina de 93 que se está poniendo caro. Yeah, man, the gasoline is getting expensive, man. I stopped to get gas. That ish was like five. I mean, it's been the most expensive I've seen in years. The most expensive I've seen in years. So good looking. Now, Fight Fury Films, a solid 50-50 action fight. Facts. Facts. Teofimo Lopez versus Ryan Garcia is a great fight, especially when we're talking about this era. I don't know why people want to downplay it. I mean, look, even if people want to start this narrative, oh man, nah, Teofimo Lopez need a tune-up. He just can't get a title shot. Time out. We're all hype about a potential Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney because Ryan Garcia got a title. But guess what? Ryan Garcia got an opportunity after he lost to Rolly Romero. So why why Ryan Garcia can get the opportunity and Teofimo Lopez can't get an opportunity after losing and getting a title shot? How about Rolly Romero? Rolly Romero lost, and right away he got a Ryan Garcia fight in which it was for a vacant title. Why is okay? Look, look who's in negotiations right now. Rolly Romero versus Devin the Dream Haney, a great matchup. Like we trying to predict we all predict certain things, but I've never experienced a boxing community. I never experienced a boxing community that truly doesn't want to see a fight. Like people, there's a large amount of hardcore boxing fans that they're in the business of killing fights. They're in the business of starting, narratives not to see a fight. Regardless if you don't like a fighter, if you don't like Ryan, you don't like Teo, if you don't like the way that Teofimo Lopez performed, never in my years as a boxing fan do so many people like to kill fights. Yo, what you think about this fight? Jamal Charlo versus Nah, man, I don't want to see that fight. What you think about Earl Spence versus Virgil Ortiz? Nah, man, I don't want to see that fight. What do you think about Charlo versus Boots at 154? Nah, I don't want to see a fight. What about Keith from Tom Thurman versus Earl Spence? Man, that's too old, man. I don't want to see that fight. Yo, what about when they say Deontay Wilder versus Uzi? Man, I don't want to see that fight. Like, what is wrong with us? Truly, like, what is wrong with us? I don't want to see a fight. And then you wonder why these business handlers are reluctant to put their high invested fighters in a tough fight, because once you put them in a tough fight and they lose, you write them off, and you just don't write them off for the next fight. The boxing community write them off and pushes them to retire. Oh, that's it, they done. He done. That's it, he's not elite. That's it. You feel me? Hey, yo, Josh Taylor struggled with Catterall. That's it. He's not elite. That's it. Teofimo Lopez lost to Shakur, who could arguably end up being the best fighter of his generation. A 4-division world champion, 2-division lineal champion by the age of 28. So many legends, so many people credit Shakur Stevenson as being the golden. Shakur Stevenson, out of that class, look, I said that Teofimo Lopez is the captain of the generation, the commander-in-chief. I believe that Teofimo Lopez is the rhythm of things and still get and still win big fights. He's done it before. He's had loss, and he came right back with a big significant win versus pound for pound caliber fighter and future Hall of Famer. So I believe in Teofimo Lopez. I'm always gonna believe in Teofimo Lopez. And the thing is, we already seen Teofimo Lopez bounce back and win a big one. But out of that class, let's be real, let's be honest, Shakur Stevenson was the one that was supposed to be the guy anyway, because he was the Olympian, he was the silver Olympian, he was the one that was ringing bells out of that class. He was the guy out of the class. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Devin, it wasn't Ryan, it wasn't Tia, it wasn't Gary Antoine Russell. It was Shakur Stevenson, right? In the amateurs, right? So Teofimo Lopez lost to could very well be a generational talent. So y'all writing on Teofimo Lopez for losing to Shakur? And that's our problem. Look, in the sport of boxing, these guys turn it around real quick. Ryan Garcia not only, beat Mario Barrios, he won every round. As a matter of fact, Ryan Garcia showed way more than he's shown before in terms of repertoire, right? Everybody thought that he only had a left hook, but guess what he showed? He got movement, he got the right hand, he got all of that. He was showing everything. But if you look at the Rolly Romero fight with Ryan Garcia, y'all be like, oh, nah, he ain't never going to be a world champion. He never this. So let's stop writing the end of their book already. You know what I'm saying? We're concluding them just because they lost. So this fight between Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez, I think it's a wonderful fight. Wonderful fight. Fight for this era. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they sending notifications. We got 13 people looking on. That's embarrassing. I want to get interviews, but I don't want to be embarrassed by the numbers as well, man. That's why I'm reluctant to get interviews, man. I don't know if people just got tired of hardcore boxing talk, but wow. Wow, we in the teens, y'all. We in the teens. Unbelievable. Punch drunk. Step your game up. You a bum in this content shit. Y'all make me feel bad. Y'all make me feel bad. Not y'all that's tuning in. Damn, this community really could abandon you right quick, man. This community could very well abandon you right quick. Put all that work in for shit. I'm driving. I'm looking down right now. I said, wow, okay, damn. All right, this ain't the topic. We'll talk about Clarissa Shields, shit. Let's talk about Papoose. But anyway, so I think it's a great fight. Damn, man, it's getting hot, man. I put this heater on, man. I think it's a great fight. I think at this point it's a 50-50 fight. And I wouldn't be surprised if they fight because I knew that the winner of Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez was going to face Ryan Garcia. Now, I would have liked to see a Shakur versus Ryan, but I don't want Ryan as a champion now to be on the catch weight, 144, for what? For what? If Shakur wanted there to be great, fight Ryan Garcia where he's at as a champion. I know in the past we have seen catch weights and rehydration clothes, but now I don't want to see that from Ryan Garcia. We've seen it once before. We ain't like how Ryan Garcia looked. There's no need for that. There's too many fights to be made. There's too many fights to be made. Lord knows boxing says, T.O. does need a real head coach, but he can't beat Ryan, but he must be perfect in order to beat Ryan. Man, I hear that. I heard that before, man. People need to quit with that real coach, need a new coach. Bull crap. Look, I understand, but I disagree. At this point, 28 years old, look. Ryan Garcia left his dad, not truly left his dad, but Ryan Garcia got Derrick James. When Derrick James was given the trainer of the year, he got Eddie Reynoso. When Eddie Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez was at the top of their game. And Ryan Garcia looked at the best with his father, Henry Garcia. Devin Haney got whooped. People were saying, yo, Devin Haney should fire Bill Haney from the corner after the Ryan Garcia fight. And look at how Devin Haney has performed. The same guy that was in Teofimo Lopez's corner versus Vasily Lomachenko was Teofimo Lopez Sr. The same guy that was in his corner after the George Kambosos, in the George Kambosos, and after the George Kambosos was Teofimo Lopez Sr. What is this? That's what I mean. We panic. We panic for no reason. We panic. And like I said before, it don't matter. I'm telling y'all right now. I'm telling y'all what's in the surface, and I'm telling y'all what I know. It doesn't matter if Emmanuel Stewart was training Teofimo Lopez, if Customato was training Teofimo Lopez, if Angelo Dondi, all three of them triangle coaches training Teofimo Lopez, he would have never done nothing. Nothing would have never changed in that Shakur Stevenson, because it was more than that. It had nothing to do with skills. It had nothing to do with preparation. It had nothing to do with you know what I'm saying, he was not in shape, nothing. I don't know what you're asking for. I think I need to listen to the people that is close to those people that you have strong opinions of. You know what I'm saying? I think I got to take it into consideration. I think people need to wake up and stop. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm going to say it like this. There's other boxing content creators. They got independent media. They got affiliations with certain people. You know what I'm saying? That they know more. They know insight. They know it's certain things that goes on in fighters' lives. So at this point, I'm really sick and tired of hearing that. You need a new coach. So shut the F up. He doesn't need Teofimo Lopez. What Teofimo Lopez needed to do is do what he was doing in camp, because he had a phenomenal camp. What Teofimo Lopez needed to do is listen to his dad and listen to Stacy. Stacy, who's been in the game for years. Teofimo Lopez always have different coaches. You know what I'm saying? He always had different coaches. Teofimo Lopez did not reach this level because, they don't know what they're doing. No. You know what I'm saying? And if Teofimo Lopez want to get another coach or wanna add, not subtract, he already told everybody he's going through this journey with his dad. And if he doesn't want his dad there, then that would be his choice. You know what I'm saying? We're so quick to say fire the father. Ain't nobody was saying to fire Papachenko. Ain't nobody say that for saying Lomachenko after losing his lead, and T.O. and Devin. I never heard not one analyst, not one boxing content creator, not one fan life to say Lomachenko should fire Papachenko. But y'all always want to do it with the Latino and black fathers because they outspoken on YouTube. And that's what it is. Man, he ain't gonna change. Hey, yo, Lono's boxing ain't gonna change, my brother. You panicking. That's what it is, man. Panicking. What Tio needed to do is make the adjustments and listen to his corner. That's all he needed to do. Teofimo Lopez didn't fight like Tio. Had nothing to do with Senior, had nothing to do with Stacy. Tio didn't want to fight like Tio. Tio went inside that fight and didn't want to take over. Tio was doing the same thing. Cut and paste, was doing the same thing, never changed. Right hand to the body, couple jab, right hand to the body, right hand to the body. That's all he did the whole run. Nah, he didn't go. He didn't go for it. He didn't go for it. He wasn't trying to take over. It was all mental. It was all mental. Ain't nothing senior, no coaches in the world. You could design the greatest coach of AI, and he was not gonna do anything, my brother. Wake the F up. Listen to Punch Drunk Boxing. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. When it comes to Teofimo Lopez, it really has nothing to do with the skills or what he don't have or what he doesn't possess. What Shakur Stevenson said and what his father said, I believe is accurate. What the Shakur Stevenson said is Teofimo Lopez's biggest weakness leading up to the fight. He didn't say it was a jab. He didn't say it was athleticism. He didn't say it was power. He didn't say it was IQ. He said it's mental. What did his father say after the fight? It's mental. It's out the bag. It's out the hat already. That's his weakness. That's his gift and that's his curse. That's it. Dímelo, Randy, con la bandera de República Dominicana. And guess what? The same goes for Ryan Garcia. See, Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez is kind of similar. See, Ryan Garcia could have beaten Rolly, but Ryan Garcia's mental wasn't there. Ryan Garcia's mental wasn't even there for the Devin Haney fight as well. Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez is actually they're very similar in terms of they got speed, they got power, they got God-given ability that you can't teach in the gym in terms of speed and twitch muscle. But if they not right mentally, it doesn't matter, bro. If they not right mentally, you know what I'm saying? So I believe that this is a great fight at the best time. Because in the end of the day, and let me tell you like this, we got to credit also Ryan Garcia. Because if you notice, Ryan Garcia is gunning for what we all was promoting. The Four Kings. Tank, Haney, Teo, Shakur. You know what I'm saying? If Ryan Garcia fights Teofimo Lopez, man, okay, now he's fighting 3 out of the 4 Kings, or you could say the Fab Five. The Fab Five. This is the best time. Again, we can't write off Teofimo Lopez coming out for a loss and getting a title fight because Ryan Garcia got that. And look where Ryan Garcia is now. Went from the bottom straight to the top. Same thing with Rolly. So let's not contradict and be hypocrites and say that Teofimo Lopez, that was more accomplished than Rolly Romero and more accomplished than Ryan Garcia. If Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero deserve a title shot after losing, then you damn right. Teofimo Lopez deserves his title shot as well. Teofimo Lopez deserves his title shot as well. Dímelo, Fight Fury Films. Que lo vente, que los $20. These are 2 entertainers who aren't afraid to fight in their prime. Facts. And if you notice, this is why they got their L's. Because they fighting dudes in their prime, bro. That's why they got their L's. The same way that we look at the 4 Kings, oh, we want these fighters to be like the 4 Kings, yo. Yeah, Durant had L's. Hagler had L's before even fighting the Durants and the Leonards. Hagler had L's. Hagler, yo, if we take the 4 Kings, if it was 1979, 1980, right now, people be calling Durant a bum. People be calling Hagler a bum. People be saying, hey, yo, after Durant lost to Hearns, right? I'm sorry. Roberto Durant lost to Hagler. 15 rounds. And guess what happened the next fight? He fought Hearns. He lost to Hagler. He fought Hearns. And you know that most people... You know what I'm saying? These fighters to fight like back in the days, man. I want these fighters to fight. But then when these guys try to fight like back in the days, we, the boxing fans, collectively try to hold them back. No. Teo need to work his way back up. Nah, man. Once you up, you don't work your way back up, bro. Once you up already, you accomplished. Nah, you don't work your way back up. You stay there, bro. See, like Keith Thurman, you've been out for a while. Let me get a tune-up and you right back in a big fight, in a pay-per-view fight versus Fundora. And some people be like, nah, Keith Thurman don't need to work his way back up. He's been up. These guys already pay their dues. Now, if there was fighters that didn't pay their dues, I would be like, you know what? Nah, man, you got to give other people an opportunity and let them work their way back up. Let me know in the 147-pound division, if Ryan Garcia does not fight Shakur, which is not going to happen, Devin Haney is going to be fighting Rolly Romero. Who you want Ryan Garcia to fight? Even if there's a unification about what Croc, I'd rather see a team from Lopez versus Ryan Garcia. Why? Because we've been marinating these fights. This is what we want. This is what we want. This is what boxing needs. I said coming into 2026, to elevate the sport of boxing, these guys need to face each other now. The names, the relevant names. Just like Mike Tyson said, a lot of people don't know who these guys are because they don't fight enough. But if they fight each other enough, see? Boxing, today's boxing business model is not going to change, because if you ever see the manager contracts and promotional contracts, it's the business of boxing that is keeping these fighters from fighting 4 times a year, 5 times a year. The business of boxing, look, okay. Look, for example, Top Rank only got what? 10 fights, a 10-fight deal, 8 to 10 fights a year. So you think, put it this way, that's telling you right now that the business of boxing doesn't allow even the promoters to put likes of Teofimo Lopez, Keyshawn Davis, and all these guys that's already in contentions and champions to fight more. The money ain't there for that. It's not structured that way. You know what I'm saying? Good looking out, Fight Fury Films. Que Dios te bendiga, mi hermano, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Putting value to the channel, my brother. Appreciate you to the fullest, man. Appreciate you to the fullest, my brother. Guys like you, so Boxing Talk, the members, man, really make me feel like, yo, keep on going, keep on doing content, keep on doing lives, keep on, you know what I'm saying, keep on grinding. Because, you know what I'm saying, the way that I support is genuine, and I appreciate y'all to the fullest, man. I appreciate you. Estamos en mala también, estamos en mala aquí. Pero, you know, that's personal issues, pero ya tú sabes, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate every cent. Perdón, ponerlo aquí, a ver. Tio versus Norman makes more sense, though. Hey, yo, my brother. Low knows boxing. I don't understand sometimes. Low knows boxing. You saying that Tio versus Brian Norman Jr. makes more sense than Teofimo Lopez versus Ryan Garcia. Tú estás loco, mi hermano. Tú estás loco, mi hermano. Please explain to me in the chat how a Brian Norman Jr. versus Teofimo Lopez makes more sense than Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez. Explícame eso, mi hermano, please. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. What you gonna say next? That Teofimo Lopez versus what's his name? Blair Cobbs make more sense? Yo, Brian Norman Jr. was an elevated champion, man, and his resume was, man, highly suspect. Why does Teofimo Lopez have to go through a Brian Norman Jr. and Rolly Romero, lost to Rolly Romero and get a title shot with Mario Barrios? And Rolly Romero get a title shot with Ryan Garcia after losing to Pitbull Cruz? Huh? Why does Teofimo Lopez has the one? Oh, two, nah, you got to work your way back up. But these guys that is not even close to being accomplished like Teofimo Lopez, I understand Teofimo Lopez's frustration with the boxing fans. But Teofimo Lopez has to do the impossible. He needs to get paid less. He needs to work his way back up, get paid more, and get their title shots right away. That's why I understand. That's why, yo, that's why even though, that's why I support the guy, man, because these boxing fans, y'all put walls. Y'all put walls on Tio for Tio to hop, bro.
Si él llama Boots, un problema. If he calls Terrence Crawford, is a problem. If he wants to get paid, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem. Oh no, you gotta fight Brian Norman Jr. Why you gotta fight Brian Norman Jr.? Please, I wanna know. Why you gotta fight Brian Norman Jr.? Este viene de que mira, ya no vale, man, no vale. I'm not gonna. Okay, yo no entiendo. Acting like we've been the one asking for the Brian Norman Jr. versus Teofimo Lopez. No, dame el tío. That's the issue with boxing. I want to see the fight that we've been talking about. Fight Fury Films. Hey! God bless you, my brother. Let me read it. Let me hit the red light. Let me hit the red light. Red light. God bless you, Fight Fury. He said the winner of Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez gets the fight with Devin Haney, and the winner of Devin Haney and Rolly Romero. That's a tournament right there. There you go, Fight Fury Film. Dile a los boxers que ese tigre no sabe nada ya. Ese tigre no sabe nada ya. Diablo, Lono's boxing. You know what it is? Lo, I think this is what it is, man. You like going to, I understand. Yo, shout out to all the boxing content creators. And you know what I'm saying? Lono's Boxing show me love here. He showed love to other people. And I think that when you see Brian Norman Sr. enough, and you're like, yeah, you want a little vouch for a Brian Norman. So you want the Brian Norman, you know what I'm saying, to get the opportunity of a big fight. You know what I'm saying? Eso lo que es. Because why wouldn't you want a Ryan versus Tio? You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to see. They get moving backwards. We don't need to over-marinate fights, man. If Ryan Garcia says Teofimo Lopez is my only option, and Teofimo Lopez says in the interview, I would like to face Ryan Garcia, vamos a hablar de esa pelea, yeah. Good looking out, Fight Fury Films, my brother. DK a playoff. I don't want to see no damn playoff. I want to see boxing. I want to see the fight that I want to see to get a playoff. It's just like right now, a tournament at 154 pounds. Xander Zayas versus Boo. Xander Zayas versus Josh Kelly. Virgil Ortiz versus Josh Kelly. Virgil Ortiz versus Booz. Virgil Ortiz versus Charlo. Virgil Ortiz versus Spence. All these guys with the zone, bro. It doesn't matter anymore, man. It doesn't matter anymore. Ryan Garcia is with the zone and Top Rank is with the zone. So what you saying? Doesn't matter. You don't see all the fights that's being made. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez was made. He's not with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? Who Keyshawn Davis for last? Jermaine Ortiz. He ain't with Top Rank. Nah, I want to see the fight that we've been waiting for, bro. This right here is a big fight. This right here is a big fight. To get Teofimo Lopez right back in the big dance, get an opportunity to get a big win. And if he loses, guess what? Then he loses to Ryan Garcia. And if Ryan Garcia loses, then Ryan Garcia loses to Tio. The stock doesn't drop like that. Feel me? The stock won't drop. Not like that. Because you're losing to credible people going into a credible fight. I like big fights, and I also like the fights that, you know, when you get the big fights and the great matchups, even if you lose, your stock doesn't drop that low because you're fighting a great fight with great momentum. Sorry, but Brian Norman Jr. is not in the league of the Tios and the Haneys and the Ryans and the Shakurs. Nah, man. He got to work his way back up compared to Tio. Brian Norman Jr., he needs to work his way back up. You know what I'm saying? Let Brian Oman Jr. fight the Jose Ramirez. Let Brian Oman Jr. Who else was coming up from 140-pound division? The only fight that I would be like, yo, Teofimo Lopez, you know, yeah, you should get that fight moving backwards, is the George Kambosos fight. That's the only fight that if he needs to like move backwards, I would rather get the George Kambosos fight than a Brian Oman Jr. fight. As a matter of fact, I would rather even see a Teo versus Matias. You know, at least Matias became a world champion twice. You know, that's the only fights that if it's not a huge fight, is a fight that probably I would like to see from Teo. You know what I'm saying? If he can't get them Ryan Garcia fights, the big fights, and I think it'll be more lucrative as well. I think it'll be more lucrative as well. That's the only fight. If Teo says, you know what, I'm fighting George Kambosos, I think it'll be a big fight. I think a George Kambosos fight, man, I think everybody will tune into that fight. Oh my God, can you imagine the press conference? You know what I'm saying? That's the only setback fight that I would that I would be like, you know what, that's a good fight right there. Get that George Kambosos, get that monkey off your back. Maybe mentally, Teo hasn't been the same since that. Even with the wins. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that fight made people look at Teo a whole different way. From that Lomachenko win to that George Kambosos, I think that fight, whether people want to agree with me, and I'm a supporter, you know, I'm a supporter of Teofimo Lopez. But that fight right there really tampered with the soul and the of both Teo and Pops. You know what I'm saying? It took a while to even get over talking about that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that could be a great setback fight. I think George Kambosos, if he win another big fight, he got that Teofimo Lopez rematch in his back pocket. You know? And that could be a co-main event to a mega fight if they want to, right? Can you imagine if Ryan Garcia faces let me see who Ryan Garcia could face. That is not a Teo. Man, that would be a huge fight, bro. At this moment, why not? You know. Now the dilemma, or Ryan Garcia was trying to say that Teofimo Lopez moving to 147, that he don't think so. Now, I think that Ryan Garcia has a legitimate point. You know what I'm saying? I would like Devin Haney. I mean, I would like Teofimo Lopez to move to 147-pound division. Yet, I don't think that people have seen a domination in terms of power at 140. And we know that even at 140, Teofimo Lopez was actually the smaller guy. I don't know if moving to 147 is like a frustration of, you know, man, I'm just going to move to 140 and stuff like that, because he didn't have to kill himself to make 140. And if he can't even implement power, because power is the last shit to go. If you can't even get the respect of a Shakur Stevenson, like at least Edo de los Santos, you know what I'm saying? Power got Shakur Stevenson respect. Like Shakur Stevenson was in front of Teo. Shakur Stevenson even said, yo, he had no power. So even when we hear Teofimo Lopez Sr. in the corner saying, what happened to your power, bro? That's why would I mean, it's a great debate whether is Teofimo Lopez making the right decision going to 140. Is that gonna change anything, or that's just a mental thing? I don't know. I really don't know. You know, look at Arnold Barbosa. Arnold Barbosa moved to 147-pound division. He said he felt good and stuff like that. So I can understand, but I don't know, man. Josh Taylor just stated that Teofimo Lopez's power was not like that. Shakur Stevenson, the little guy coming from all the way 126, is saying that Teofimo Lopez's power was not all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it's the is the great move. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I hope it is, but you got to take into consideration what people been saying as opponents. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's out of frustration. You know, because even Tio said it in an interview. He said that I don't rehydrate like that. You know what I'm saying? You only rehydrating 6 pounds, and these guys are rehydrating 20 pounds, 19, 16 pounds. I don't know, man. I think, even though that Teofimo Lopez has been a lightweight ever since the amateurs, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't be stuck in your teenage body. But Tio is not a big guy like that. You know what I'm saying? He's truly not a big guy. He's not a tall guy either. You know what I'm saying? And the only good thing about going at 147 when you're not a big guy is that there's not a lot of pure 147 anyway. You know what I'm saying? These guys are moving up. So there's not a lot of pure 147 pounders anyway. You know, but I don't think that at the moment now, you know, we always talked about the power of Devin and Shakur and Tio and Tank and Ryan. I think it's fair to say with the number of fights that we've seen already, I think he got popped, but I don't think he got that. I don't think he got that of late. I mean, he got the respect of Arnold Barbosa. He got the respect of what's his name? Of Jermaine Ortiz. He got the respect because these guys was fighting a whole different type of way. And I don't want to make a final how you say it, like a final assessment off a Shakur fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that Shakur fight and his approach was really, really weird. You know, and I don't want to make a final assessment, just like we shouldn't make a final assessment on Ryan Garcia versus Rolly. Just like we couldn't make a final assessment of Rolly versus Pitbull Cruz. Just like we couldn't make a final assessment of Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Just like we can't even make a final assessment of Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamar Roach. You know what I'm saying? We can't jump out the window just because I know the myth that what people say is what they say. You just as good as your last fight. I don't think so. I think that that boxing has proven, and these fighters of late has proven that no, you're just not as good as your last fight. That's a lie. Because Ryan Garcia proved it. Devin Haney proved it. Rolly Romero proved it. You know what I'm saying? That is not about just the last fight. You may have a bad day in the office. You know what I'm saying? Just like every other athlete. If Stephen Curry goes out there and goes 3 for 18 from threes, are you going to say, oh, he's just as good as his last game? He's not a good shooter anymore. No. Stephen Curry next game is going to give you eight 3-pointers and 8 of 15. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a baseball player. If Aaron Judge goes 0 for 4, 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts, you're going to be like, oh, man. Oh, that's it. He's done. He's not the elite hitter. And then the next game, he gives you 2 home runs, 5 RBIs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So why can't we do that with boxers? And I understand we don't do it with boxers because they don't fight enough. So it's hard for us as boxing fans, and it's hard for the fighters to erase the negative narrative of their last difficult fight or you know, when they lose, because they just can't get back. They just can't get their licks back right away like back in the days. It's not like Julio Cesar Chavez that lose and then fights the next month and then racks up on wins and then he fights 6 times the whole in a 12-month span, and he loses 1 fight, but by the end of the year, he has a 5-fight winning streak. And that's the issue with the sport of boxing. When you lose, the boxing fans stay looking at you as a loser until your next fight, and that next fight could be 8 months, 9 months, a whole year. You know what I'm saying? Just like, look, Gervonta Tank Davis haven't been back in the ring. So the only thing that we're looking at Gervonta Tank Davis, man, he is already the same, man. Look how he performed versus Lamar Roach. So we just took on Lamar Roach performance, right? But in all reality, maybe he had a bad day. Maybe he had a bad day. You know? Sometimes as a basketball player, man, you see that basket like if it's a swimming pool. That everything you throw, man, is going in, man. You want to groove. It's the same thing as an athlete, bro. Sometimes when you, hey, yo, I remember when I used to play ball and stuff like that. And after a couple drills or a couple scrimmages, like when we in practice, and then after practice, you know, we just, you know, playing horse and we dunking and all that. I'm like, damn, man, my leap is the best. And then the next day, I can't capitalize off that dunk I was trying to do. You feel me? It's the same-ish. Sometimes the adrenaline is pumping better than ever. You know, if you're an athlete, you understand what I'm trying to say. Sometimes that adrenaline will make you do things that, man, wow, bro. Sometimes you look at yourself like, damn, what happened to me? Like that, man. Everybody plays sports. You got your good days, you got your bad days. Boxing is just different, where you just can't get back into the winning column. You don't get the opportunity to get back in the winning column for a very, very long time. So you stay as a winner for a long time, and then you stay as a loser for a long time. Right? You stay as a winner for a long time. Look, Ryan Garcia is a high horse. EP Mario Barrios, right? Mario Barrios lost, so we don't know when Mario Barrios is going to be back in the ring. So, right, he's going to be so people are going to look at him as a loser until he gets back in the ring and wins. Just like we look at Ryan Garcia after the Rolly Romero fight. You know? High-low, dímelo con los 2 pesos de plátano. If it's moonshine, gonna be great, better than force of flames. Good looking out with the 2 pesos. Gracias de lo mío. But yeah, I think this is a great fight. Again, this is what Ryan Garcia had to say. Where is that?
Want to fight Teo? Yeah, well, I don't have really many options. Devin Haney ducked me. Shakur just ducked me. So I got one option. But Teofimo, I mean, for him to come to 47, it's going to be hard for him. But he said he's down.
I think it's going to be hard. Because to be honest, I just don't like how he couldn't even get the respect of Shakur Stevenson, and he was the bigger guy. He was the stronger guy. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna get the respect of Ryan Garcia? You know what I'm saying? I got to do another training regimen. You know, I think that this is what needs to happen also in Teofimo Lopez, you know, training, is that even when he's doing good, I don't see the same people, the same trainers around him. You know what I'm saying? Like if he did so good versus Arnold Barboza, keep that same chemistry. If he did good, I understand why people say, where's Joey Gamachi? My brother, get Joey Gamachi if you was doing good with these guys. Keep it rolling. There's some egos there. I don't know. There's some, like Milton McCroy. If Milton McCroy got you looking good, ¿a dónde que está Milton McCroy? Y Jorge Rubio was doing good, ¿a dónde que está Jorge Rubio? If Joey Gamachi was doing good, ¿a dónde que está Joey Gamachi? What is happening? Que se van toda la gente. Algo está pasando ahí. We got to be real with that. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Tio. That's something I think I never asked him. I gotta ask him that. You know what I'm saying? Privately or on the channel, like, yo, why is there so many changes? You know what I'm saying? When you're looking at, because he looked incredible. Tio looked incredible versus Arnold Barbosa. They were so happy they got Milton McCroy and all that stuff. I don't get that Milton McCroy. Who made the decision not to have him? If you looked at very, very good. Almost the same thing what happened. Look at the cut man. Why, man, get the best. Get Mike Bassel, bro. Get Mike Bassel. Get Mike Bassel. Mike Bassel is the best cut man. 2 fights that they couldn't stop the cut. 2 fights. The fight with George Camboso, ese viejito that couldn't even get into the ring. Ese viejito that couldn't get into the ring. Right? And then in the last fight, you couldn't stop that easy cut. Man, when you at this level and you get into money, and this goes to all the fighters, bro, stop shortcutting. Get the best cut man. You get the best straight fit conditioning coach that you have chemistry with. You get the best whatever, coaches, whatever. The best of the best. You are a millionaire. You are a professional athlete. High professional millionaire athlete. You deserve the best. You spend the best. If I'm fighting a guy like, for example, Teofimo Lopez is going up against Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is sparring with Terrence Crawford, sparring with Keyshawn Davis. I want to hear that Teofimo Lopez is sparring with Emiliano Vargas. I want to hear that Teofimo Lopez is sparring with let me see who the best. That's what needs to happen. It's just like when Evander Holyfield was preparing for Mike Tyson. Evander Holyfield hired David Tua. You need the best. Preparation is everything. Now, I don't know who he was sparring with, but I hope that he was sparring with contenders. You got to be real. Every fighter got to be real with themselves. I remember Javier Fortuna was preparing for Ryan Garcia, and I knew a little insight of Javier Fortuna's camp, and he didn't want to pay for sparring. You know what I said? Oh, he's gonna get knocked out. He's gonna get knocked the F out. Because let me tell you like this with fighters. Fighters are all, we all know that fighters are independent contractors. If you locked in a promotional contract, right, and certain promoters will give you a camp fee. Certain promoters wouldn't give you a camp fee, so you gotta come out of pocket. So I don't know, the dilemma between Tio and Top Rank. I'm sure he probably didn't have camp fee. So you're gonna spend your money, or any other fighter gonna spend their money. You do sabe. All right, man. I don't want to spend $1,000 per sparring or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this sparring partner I'm only gonna get paid. I'm only gonna pay him $500, $250 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm speaking in general. We was making fun of Shakur went all out in preparation. Again, I don't know the ins and outs of. I know certain things, but I don't know everything. I don't know who was the sparring partners. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying, hopefully, that it was championship level sparring partners. Okay, so, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in my destination. I can't go long on this live, but tomorrow we back at it when I'm home and stuff like that. Thank you for everybody. I'm gonna drop a couple of more shorts and videos for the night, but it's a very busy night. You know what I'm saying? Got to put in some work in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, high low. I didn't see that. High low. Mr. Moonshine, the keeper of activity in the sport of boxing con los 2 pesos de plata. No, gracias de lo mío. You know what I'm saying? Got to put in some work, man. You know, estamos en mala, but good looking out for the contribution and donations, man. You know what I'm saying? We need that. You know what I'm saying? Need the love. We need the love. You know what I'm saying? But tomorrow we back at 'em. I'll be home. But tenemos que trabajar, mi gente. Love you. God bless. And on to the next.